Hey guys, this is Jason.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Amaury.
And welcome to Real Deal French. So Amaury, we're talking about France. People in France love to be cool. It's very important in France, yes?
Tout à fait. For us French, I don't know. We like to go to cool places. We describe a lot of things like cool, but how to say it?
So that's the big thing. How do you say cool in French? And at least when I started learning French in high school, one of the words that I first learned was chouette. My teacher said, oh, this is how you say cool in French. But in reality, that's not really the case, is it?
Okay, it does exist. It's a perfect word, but we don't use it that much. So it's not very cool to say chouette.
So does anyone use it at all, or is it just not used at all?
A little bit. Sounds very childish. So yeah, better forget about this one.
Okay, so unless you want to sound sort of like a little kid or like an old person that's not very cool, do not say chouette. All right, so let's talk about words that people actually do say in French to mean cool. One of the big ones is
Super.
super. So pretty much exactly the same as English, saying something is super. But in English, when you say something is super, it sounds a little corny. You know, you're like, oh, that's super. But in French, saying something is super is a completely normal way to say something is cool, right?
Indeed.
So what are some examples of how you could use super?
So you did a game yesterday, you played your best game, whatever, like poker, or like say, how did it go? Super. I won everything. Super.
So in that sense, it sort of means something like great or awesome. It went great. It went super. Super. So another one that is often commonly used in French is top.
C'est top.
So top as in the English word top.
Yeah.
So this is something we don't say in English, obviously, but in French it's a quite common word, yeah?
It is, yeah. It was not that popular like 40 years ago, 30 years ago, but now it's very common to say, ça c'est bien. How did it go? Top, c'est top.
So is this more of a word that older people use, or is more younger people?
More younger people.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you want to seem a little bit cooler, a little bit more, you know, young and with it, I mean, top is a good one to use.
Yeah, it's a little bit like very Parisian as well, because it was like very short words like, yes, c'est top. Okay.
So it's a little bit, you know, chic or whatever, what have you. So another one that we use quite often in French is sympa. And this is a shortened version of
sympathique.
So this is sort of a basic adjective that you guys probably know in French that means nice.
It's funny how like we don't use the word sympathique anymore like that, like in when we talk, but it always goes like sympa. You can talk about sympa, about the restaurants, it's sympa, like the nights, it's sympa. It went well. Yeah, the good atmosphere, really smooth.
So it's like something that's nice or cool. And in a similar vein, sort of similar to a word that we use in English all the time, in English we quite often say something's chill. You know, this is very like California surfer slang, oh, it's so chill. But in French you guys say
tranquille.
Tranquille. And this comes, it means pretty much exactly the same thing, right?
Like chill.
Yeah. And so is this more of a young person word or an older person word?
Young person word.
Okay.
I mean, below 40 years old, like 40, 50, yeah.
Okay, so younger, maybe.
Even younger, maybe. Yeah.
And so another one that I really enjoyed when I was living in Paris and thought was really interesting is a word that was taken from Arabic, but is now a very common word in sort of casual slang French.
Yeah.
And what is that?
Je kiffe, tu kiffes.
So je kiffe. And this is a verb, actually, and this means that you like something. So if something's really cool or really chill or whatever, you can say, oh, je kiffe.
Yeah. If you really like it, say, oh, je kiffe. We know that's not something that's taught at school.
Okay, so this is like the insider tip. If you guys really want to have the real sounding French, you guys can say kiffe. But when, of course, at the end of the day, we have all these different words for cool, but there is another word that you can use in French that is going to be very easy for all of you. And that is
cool.
Cool. French people say cool.
A lot.
A lot.
Actually, yeah.
When did that start? Is that people always said that, or is that a recent thing?
We tend to use a lot of English words, so yeah, it's cool to say cool in French.
And is that, again, a younger person thing or more of an older person thing?
It's kind of everyone, but like, again, like below 40, I'll say 50 years old, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So if something's cool, you can just say, c'est cool. So there you go, guys. Now you know about 6 different ways to say how something is cool, chill, or you like it in French. And if you guys like this episode, make sure to go to openlanguage.com where you can study tons more French episodes. And if you guys use the promo code REALDEAL, you can get the first month for only 99 cents. And until next time, ciao.
Cool.